Hey hackers, welcome back to another episode with the 5-Minute Career Hack. I'm Alicia and I am so excited that I get to do this with you another week. All right, so let's start off with something I think we all would agree with. Let me ask you this. Do you agree that everything is not for everybody? I'm assuming everybody's agreeing with me like, hell no, everything is not for everybody. Okay, well, let me make it personal. Would you agree if I asked you that you were not for everybody? Okay, well, I hope you answered with the same ease because you were not designed to. As we know, we need to know who our people are. We need to know who gets us. We need to know the zone that we are in and how we operate and when we are in that groove, right? And I know this may be hard for some because it's very important for you what people think about you and that knowing that you don't fit in. That may be hard. Maybe fitting in is really important. And I'm not meaning this from an arrogance perspective, but what I'm getting at is about being clear of who you are, okay? And why does this matter? This is included in the career shift because we needed to run it back. We thought we were done and we said, okay, let's do one more episode, right? And I thought Candyce kicked us off with an amazing start with career shift. And if you have not gone through and listened to that episode on any of the platforms, you are missing out because it will serve you well. She gave some great tips on what to take inventory on. And I'm operating the day that you have gone through that. So if you haven't, press pause on this, run back, listen to that episode and make it personal. Jot some things down for yourself. And the reason why is because she said something and the biggest takeaway, and of course she made it personal, but I made it personal. She was saying it would sound crazy as hell if I sat here and said, you know what, I'm looking forward to this next season in life. I can't wait to fulfill Jamila's wildest dream and exceed Candyce's biggest goals. You probably would look at me and think she has gone mad, right? But here's the real. Somebody is looking at you in real life and you haven't said it, but you're doing that, right? You're doing some things that are outside of who you are. It's looking sloppy. It's not looking like you. You've jumped into something. It's like, why is she doing that? Why is it? I didn't even know they wanted to do that, right? And not only did I not know, they're not that good at it, right? Let's keep it real with ourselves and let's get clear about who we are because it's only one of us, okay? And I know that sounds cliche, that there's nobody that can be more youer than you, but I don't know that everybody knows what that really means. So I'm gonna ask the question again. If I were to ask you, are you okay that you are not for everybody? Because that is paramount for you to get into your genius zone and be okay when you're there. Here's the deal. I'm going to give you some statements that I know about myself and hopefully you can do the same. Let's get started with some things that I know about me. Maybe you'll agree with some of them. You can high five me, be like, yes. Or if you know me, like, yeah, that's you. Okay. So here's what I know about Alicia. I know that I am a high energy person. I know I have a can-do attitude. I am very curious about how things get done and from a strategy standpoint and then also literally, if people come to me with a lot of excuses, I'm curious about, but what can we do? I love strategy, love planning. I enjoy smart people. I like things in order in my personal life, which lends me to be a very routine person. And sometimes my routine is going hard in the paint, y'all. Sometimes it is very easy and mundane, and sometimes it's a bear crawl, right? Also, when I work with people that are not routine, I will study them, figure out what they do. So if you're always late, you always don't turn this in, you don't proofread, you do these, I will find a pattern and figure out how to operate around it. I know that I'm easily motivated. It's like, oh, I can't do that. Bet, right? Or, oh, this is what we doing? I get energized by that. And then I use action words. The way I speak sometimes comes across as aggressive for some people, maybe most, I don't know, y'all tell me. But also I try to keep my word. It is very important for me that I keep my word, and sometimes I go to great lengths, and all of this comes together, and some people describe me as doing the most. Can y'all believe that? Or doing too much. I hear that often in my team, like, Alicia, you be doing the most, right? But it's who I am. And I even said to one of my managers the other week, I said, but who wants to do the least? Who's out here trying to be regular? Not me. Maybe you can relate to these statements, but I want you to know what you know about yourself. What do you know for you about you? And it's important for you to know, it's important for you to take agency, it's important for you to take pride so you can deploy your skills and talents and interests for yourself. Maybe you can think back on assignments that you've had, places that you've been in your career that you were in those different zones, right? Maybe it was a competence or excellence zone, but it didn't fulfill you. You need to know. So if you remember in the last episode, we discussed three zones, and maybe you're like not familiar with the language, but it was incompetence. So things that you don't do well, things that your competent zones, things that you do well, and excellence, things that you do really well. And we committed to letting go of some things on that list that needed to go so that you could get to your genius zone. So tell me how that worked for you so far, right? But the other piece of this is we made a time commitment that we were going to do this in a time frame. So you either committed to an hour, 50% of your time, or all your time for a year. So if you don't remember that goal, go back to it. You can dust it off and start again this week. But this week I got 4 questions for you. Are you ready? Number 1, what is your unique ability? Second question is, what do I most love? Answer that question. What do I most love? The next is, what produces the highest ratio of abundance per time spent? Okay, I'll repeat that one. What produces the highest ratio of abundance per time spent? And last but not least, what work do I do that doesn't seem like work? What work do I do that doesn't seem like work? So that's your homework this week. Hopefully that was easy for you to answer. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's going to take some time to think about. But if you haven't seen our postings, we will be digging deeper into the book, The Genius Zone by Gay Hendricks. I can't wait to meet you all in this space. I'm entering this space with so much anticipation. I think so much is going to come from it, so much revelation. So hopefully if you haven't gotten a book, please do so. Please meet in that space and apply these hacks that I gave you this week. Okay, so as always, my wish for you is to be well and be blessed. Take care, hackers.